home. This was what my parents always referred to as home. We would go back every year, and in all of those travels, we came to become really between the two countries, you know? In Irish, they call it Idir Gach Yankacha, like between the two languages. And nationhood is not a passport. Nationhood is a kinship. You know, our nationhood is kinship. And the only way for kin to maintain our history and connectivity is by maintaining the sparkle of our biology. The sparkle of our biology is the culture, and that culture is, in the Irish, is a literary one. So our literature, which goes back to Finn McCool and beyond, is written in Irish, most splendidly and most anciently in Irish. And it refers to an ancient Irish literature that continues all through those thousands of years into the present. And so if that's lost, then we don't have a claim to that literature. We don't have a claim to that continuous nation. And so the hegemony of Ireland comes from that. It comes from that literature. And it has to be maintained if we want this country to remain independent and alive. If we lose our language, our nation will die. We will just become an English-speaking, region. We also have one of the most beautiful Christian traditions of any nation. You know, we're the Irish Church is something like Armenia in a way. You know, it's its own thing. You know, our saints are just very special saints. When Irish people are good, it can be so good. You know, it can be so beautiful and so worthwhile, and it's so creative too. And that's coming from our religion from so long, and for having kept it for so long, the eternal flame of a good soul. And it's part of Irish character. And the Christian monks ensured that we not lose our ancient history. That we did not begin with St. Patrick. We go back 1,000 years and more before St. Patrick. And St. Patrick encountered our pagan tradition, and he helped us erase from it cannibalism and evil. But they did not insist that we erase our beautiful parts, that we have our Celtic artwork, our interlace, our mathematical minds, our attitude towards stonemasonry, all of these different things that we had long before Christianity. It's very important that our pagan past is a deep and important part of us. If you're leading a country, it's like being a spiritual leader.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you need people whose dedication to their job is one that they'd rather die than betray the Irish people. That they're like a captain. They'd rather go down with the ship than jump off it before anyone else. And I think a lot of politicians have jumped off the ship. I think they're letting Ireland sink while they row off into some other security. And it's a betrayal of Irish people. And I think we need braver, more principled people to stand up to these infiltrators that are trying to basically undermine the safety of Ireland. James Connolly, he believes that the working class people should not get shafted by these corporate vultures coming in and stealing their future. And Forrest Pierce believes that the people have a right to exist, and that we have a magnificent spiritual tradition that is part of who we are. And if we don't have that, we won't have any liberation. If we lose our soul, we're going to be enslaved to something else. And so he recognizes that we have to marry the two understandings of Irishness, which is that we believe in labor rights, we believe in a fair deal, and we believe in the right of our people to grow and thrive in our own renaissance, in our own selfhood, in our own personhood. That there's a true diversity, and that true diversity means that we get to exist, and that we get to talk about who we are. You know, and that's what Pierce does. He recognizes that we don't exist. We don't exist. If they abolish the right to even talk about Irish ethnicity, if they demonize us, then we'll cease to exist. We'll have to censor ourselves out of existence, and that's a ridiculous political stance. That's not a politics at all. That's suicide.